Gun snob.
Ah.
Something about
Good.
country music or some shit.
Ah. Okay. Yeah.
And let me see. I mean, yeah, I think he said 7 o'clock today.
Double check everything.
I don't know whether it started yet. Let's see. Today's the 17th, ain't it? It's 7 p.m.
I'm not
Number
sure.
one country songs bracket is what he's doing.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Everybody in their brackets.
Yeah, I can never understand it. You know?
Like, yeah, I'm kind of burned out on it myself. But everybody's got their opinion, so.
Yeah. Well, I'm just waiting for anybody to show up. If they're not, I'll call them. You know?
You always have people that catch the replay. Oh, thank you. I'm all set. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I do. I have more people do the replay than actually in the show when it's on. So that's okay. But I've got, you know. But I said it takes a while. YouTube's a couple of minutes behind anyway. Well, it feels like it is. I think it's just a few seconds, but it feels like it's way behind. So what you been? How's work been?
Busy, real busy.
That's what you want.
Yeah. Right now it's I got backed up by 4 jobs. The one
but there's only you working right now, ain't there?
Because of some code and fire code issues. So, which the city and county approved me to build this deck around a generator, and then as I look more into it, it's conflicting with fire code. So basically, it's slight alterations. Customer's fine with everything. Actually, is happy about it. With what's going to be the outcome of it, and should save her a little bit of money too. So basically, I'm just applying pavers on the exhaust side, so it should cover legal things for 18 inches and whatnot. Although there is a loophole where I could do it. I could be that guy, but then, looking into generator exhaust temperatures and wood ignition temperatures, it would probably catch on fire next year. So it's probably better not to.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's pretty busy.
You'll be liable.
And people keep calling, and we'll get back to you as soon as we're available. And then 2 days later, they're calling again. A day later, they're calling again. Getting kind of, that's why I handed her my old phone.
Maybe it's time for you to hire.
Getting to be a bit much.
Maybe it's time for you to hire an employee. Get yourself an assistant out there with you working.
I think you're muted.
What? What'd you say?
See your lips moving, but don't hear you unless I got my volume down.
Hang on. Let me. Oh, hang on. Let me have a look. My audio. No, it says it's working. Speakers are working. My microphone's working here. It's showing it's working. So it's got to be you. Hey, you can hear me, Chris, from 740? Rob is breaking up. Let me, where's the private chat?
All right, I can hear you again.
Yeah, it must have been you.
Sorry about that. Yep.
Because people in the chat said they could hear me.
Okay. Yeah, my phone's glitching out between stereo and earbuds.
doesn't know what to be on at the moment. But.
Yeah. All right. So okay, so we're back in thing here. So it's all right. The dog just came in and jumped on the bed. So yeah, she's at work. So I'm dog sitting again. So there we go. What were we discussing? Work. You need to get yourself an assistant.
Yeah. Well, that's basically what I got her doing. She does all those calls, deals with the customers, picks colors, and helps with design. Because strangely enough, it's not uncommon for people to say, "Oh, I want to do something here, but I don't know what I want to do with it. What do you guys think?" And it's like, my first thought is, Jesus Christ, why'd you even call me? When you figure it out, let me know. But you don't make money like that.
That's how I would feel too.
Yeah, like I don't know. You want me to spend your money?
Build it.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but that's where she comes in great. Next thing you know, it's beneficial for me, and they're happy. So I don't know. So, but even with her being on like light duty, she's for example, today dealing with a customer, all the neighbors come over and want to talk and bullshit. Guy, quarter-mile down the road shows up on a lawnmower, like, "What you guys doing?" So all that shit. She runs interference, and I can keep working and play with the local dogs that come and join us out of the blue. Just turn around, there's a dog next to you. So, but that type of stuff.
Okay. All right. Anyway, we got people in the chat now, so not many, but we got a couple. Anyway, welcome to Rick's Life as I See It. 7 p.m. Eastern, the only time zone that matters. Just thought, I'm here, and I want to apologize for the last couple of weeks. 2 weeks ago, my landlord showed up halfway through the show, and he wanted to talk, and it turns out he just wanted to talk. Not about anything else, just to say he was in the neighborhood, and I guess as we were just saying, no news is good news, because I ain't heard nothing from the office or anything. So there you go. Then last week, oh man, I was sick as I felt terrible, upset stomach, the whole 9 yards, and they said what they could, I need not yeah, I think they gave me some of those, but it was mainly my gut health. The is it the good bacteria and bad bacteria or whatever in your gut was out of balance and everything else. I said, but they never told me what caused it.
They tell you to eat some yogurt.
They told me, well, no, but I like yogurt, so
I yogurt's good for that.
I eat yogurt at least 3 or 4 times a week. But the problem
probiotics with live cultures.
Yeah, the only problem with yogurt is though, and believe it or not, I like the cheap Walmart shit. Flavor wise, I don't know why, I just do. But the problem is, I'll buy the big tub. About this size. I'll buy this size, and I'll eat the whole goddamn thing in one go. I've lost my co-host. How you doing, Shady Hill? Good to see you. Yeah, so waiting for my co-host to get back. He was having internet issues. Be honest with you, I was hoping. Oh, there he is. He's back. So
sorry about that. Wrong button. Fat thumbs, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. So I was saying about yogurt, right? I love it. And I love the Walmart cheap shit. I don't know why. I just do. But problem is I buy it in the big tub. and I'll sit and eat the whole thing in one go. I love this stuff, you know. I don't know if that's good for me or not, but that's what I do.
It's probably not bad. I mean, I tend to avoid the cheaper ones, not because
Yeah, well, I'm
I'm
not rich
stuck
like
up
you,
or
you
anything.
know?
Yeah, I'm not rich either. I don't know.
No.
I'm funny about a lot of especially the Walmart products and shit. It's like if
Yeah,
they're gonna
I
do,
agree with you, but I just tried it one day a few years ago, and
yeah,
the taste of it tasted good to me.
yeah. I
You
mean,
know?
if you like it, you like it.
Yeah,
So
so I
yeah,
stuck with it. You know?
yeah. I know I
So
like the smaller ones. They're never enough, but I don't know. I'm funny. Like anything, I don't know, creamy white,
yeah.
mayonnaisey looky. I don't. It's got to be like fresh, brand new. You know what I mean? I don't want to go back and be like, oh, when did I do? I don't know. I'm just
Yeah.
weird like
Yeah.
that. So I'd rather eat two small ones than buy one big one, if that makes sense. Because
Oh yeah, I
I'll
understand.
honestly probably throw it away by the next time I go to eat it, and I'll be like, damn, how long's that been in there? I don't know. I'm not taking
Yeah.
chances.
Now,
So
talking about that, I eating leftovers. There's only a few things that I'll eat. I mean, Laura gets mad at me all the time. She'll cook food, and there's only me and her and the dog, but she'll cook way more than enough. Then she gets mad because she puts it in the fridge and I won't eat it. There's only a few things I'll eat. You know,
yeah.
I eat, believe it, and it's stuff that she goes, ew. How could you? I mean, I'll eat cold pizza the next day, no problem, right? I love cold chicken. I eat that. But if she cooks something like, I'm trying to, not mac and cheese, I don't eat that. But anyway, but I wouldn't, I wouldn't eat, I don't eat, she cooks something nice and I don't eat it. I just don't, just, nah, you know? I mean, okay, she cooked a big old ham yesterday. Where she got it from, I don't know, but she got a big old ham. She cooked it. I didn't actually, and I ate a little bit for dinner last night. And today I did eat. I mean, I took a couple of slices of it and made some sandwiches for lunch. You know, so I do eat stuff, but I'm picky when it comes to eating seconds. Believe it or not, and
Me
I
too.
find, and people might think that's strange because as big as I am, that I eat anything.
Yeah, I'm funny too about seconds. Like, steak or something, which is rare. But if for some reason, two were made for me and I only ate one, I'll eat that son of a bitch later. Like it might be 3 in the morning, right
Yeah,
out of a Ziploc bag, cold.
yeah.
I don't care. But
No, hey,
um,
I do. Actually, I slap it between two slices of bread and call it a steak sandwich.
yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, but anything that's mixed, like like you were saying, baked mac and cheese. Yeah, I'll eat that the next day or whatnot. But
Yeah, but I know what
if
you
it
mean.
was
Yeah,
like the box stuff that you had
yeah,
extra of, or what, I'm not touching
yeah.
that the next day.
I mean, like
No.
she cooked the other day. She cooked something. It was chicken, and and she
Mm,
made rice and a vegetable and everything else. But there was more than
yeah.
I don't touch it. You know,
Hmm.
no, you know.
Yeah.
And of
Well,
course,
see, I grew up with
I'm the bad guy. So
uh, I grew up with a Puerto Rican whose idea of dinner was a giant saucepan full of rice, beans. He took it up. It was good rice, but that damn thing would sit there until it was gone. You know, so I'd end up eating it. My friends, or oh, I'm good, because you can only eat so much. I put on a lot of weight at that time too, but
can you speak
that was
Spanish?
uh a little, so not as
I'm
much
just
as I
curious.
should. Yeah, not as much as I should. I know when I'm getting cursed at, so.
Okay, that's
But
what counts, really.
yeah, but so it's kind of certain things like that. And now, like, I wish I could get that rice again, like his Spanish rice.
Yeah,
And like nobody makes it like that no more. And it wasn't a recipe thing. It was, oh, I'm gonna throw this in, some capers, this, like he had
general idea, but it was people would actually buy the shit and have them make it for them, because people like it so much. But when you eat it all the damn time, you just get tired of the shit, though.
I can
But I haven't
understand.
eaten it in 15 years, 20 years, so I wish I had a recipe.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
yeah, that's how things go. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of most leftovers. So
Oh, I know what I was going to say. Change subject totally. Back on the guns. Notice I just came across a video the other day. Did you know High Point is now making AR-15s?
I'd heard that. Yeah, I think that
And
came out
they're not big and
what,
chunky either.
beginning of the
They're like
year or something like that.
what?
I think that came out like beginning of the year, something
Yeah.
like that.
Now,
Where it
mind
was
you, I
clean
went
out.
to the website. I think they call them HP 15s, but they're around. I mean, the cheapest one's around a straight black one color
Yep.
is a little over. I think it's around 550, right? Then they got like my handgun that has the gold barrel and shit. They got one that's
Yeah.
gold
Yeah.
color. That's over $700 for a High Point.
Holy shit. Yeah.
So, but I just happened to notice that, and I thought, wow, damn, they even. I didn't check on the prices. They even make suppressors now. The company.
Right.
So they're
It'd be interesting.
yeah, but they
Hopefully
still make
somebody
their
picks one
funkers,
up. Yeah. Hopefully somebody picks one up and gives it a try. See, obviously weight comparison. That's one first thing that comes to mind. What's it weigh? And then second,
it looks like a normal.
Hold up.
The video I saw looks like just a normal AR that anybody else.
Right. But for all we know, it's made out of cast iron. You know what I mean?
True.
So, yeah, how much is it comparable weight? Does it run? Is it comparable to say a PSA or Smith and Wesson? What is it, Sporter? I know they're on the 2 now, but maybe 1. Is it comparable to common rifles, or is it
I don't know.
Or
I
is it just
didn't
more of
watch
a
the whole
novel?
video. I just happened to see it. Then I went to the website. Then I moved on. But talking about
I say it's a good thing. So.
Talking about High Point, the local gun shop I go to, Dave's Guns, down in Holland, Indiana. The Wednesday special, today only, if you had it, they got a High Point C9 9mm with a actual lockbox to put it in, right? $149. That's a deal.
Yeah.
I
think the cheapest I've seen them might be $129 or something like that, but and it didn't come with a lockbox though. So.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is back to what we were saying a couple of weeks ago. A High Point, you can laugh at it, but they work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to buy one. I'm not going to buy that one, but I am going to buy a High Point. As I said, it's for like a truck gun.
Mm-hmm.
If it, I don't want nobody to steal it because they might do something stupid with it. But if it goes missing, I'm not going to cry too much.
Yeah. And, I know with what I'm about to say, I understand it can't be done in my state, but other states, if you needed to loan somebody a gun, something like that,
Oh, yes.
I don't want to loan them my, something value, you know what I mean, too much or anything, or something I want to lose or whatever. So, yeah, something like that. I mean, it's not ideal to carry, but if you're worried about your ex kicking in your door in the middle of the night, that'll do the job.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. So anyway,
you could carry it, but you're going to work to carry it.
You might be walking lopsided with all the weight
right.
on one side, but,
yeah.
Probably not going to hide it in a pair of skinny jeans or
No.
yoga pants, but you know.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Anyway, so with that, moving on, let's. What was I going to talk about? Oh yes, my little shooting with disabilities section. Did we talk about gloves last week, or I mean the other week? I talked about them.
Don't believe so.
Okay, I was looking here, and there's no specific glove made, but what they recommend is actually, and I talked about it that I wore mine, is compression gloves, right? Will
Okay.
help, especially if you got arthritis in your hands. That and maybe then wearing a shooting glove over the top of that. You know, that's that will help with arthritic hands. It says here, yeah, for arthritic hands, the best gloves provide mild compression to reduce swelling, promote blood circulation, and keep joints warm. Look for the fingerless design. That's what I got. And I'm talking about that. I need to buy a new pair. Mine's about wore out. Yeah, but that sort of thing. Then of course, the shooting glove that has pads on the inside that will help with recoil if you've got sensitive issues with sensitivity of that. I mean, I don't have a lot. I only got a small section here, So what else it says there? There's somebody else here that says they wear. Hang on, what does it say here? Let's have a look. Boom, boom. This one guy, he says he wears gloves that are what I just said, padded in the palms of his hands,
Okay, yeah.
to help with recoil and stuff like that. So, I'll just say that there's an answer for everything. There's back to what I was saying the other week. That really there's no reason for somebody if they want to shoot recreationally or defensively and you have a disability of some sort, there is a way around it. It's just doing the research to see what you get, going finding if you want to learn from somebody, finding an instructor or a shooting range that you know will. Shooting ranges. It's finding one that will let you shoot there, especially if you're disabled some way, like a wheelchair, or you can't stand very well, and all this kind of stuff will help you with that. It depends what kind of shooting range it is. As I've told the story before, when I was in Rhode Island and I went to the outside range, they would let me pull my pickup truck right up to the shooting line, and I would either sit on the tailgate or lean against the tailgate, while I was shooting. They were good like that.
Right.
And if you can find somewhere like that, is all you need, really. And everybody knows. Just go on.
I was gonna say I'll be the negative guy here and say, obviously if you can't shoot without a glove, then use a glove. But I think or a day out for fun with friends or whatever. But I think you'd want to try to focus on shooting how you are normally. If you don't wear those gloves 24/7, your grip might be a little different in those gloves, and you might have it dialed in perfect with the gloves on with extra padding, and then you remove that padding and it might not sit in your hand in the same place, and when you really need it, it could, your shots may be a bit off. So obviously consistency is key, would at least be my opinion and what I've been told in the past, instructed, whatever, but consistency is pretty much key. So it may be beneficial. And now this is going to start some problems here, but may be beneficial to downsize your rounds for less recoil, where you don't need a glove, so you can consistently shoot the firearm the same way every time. Now, people don't like to hear that shit, but
Yeah, well,
yeah,
that's what I did.
Right. So just something to keep in mind, but obviously if you're going to go play and bust the big ones out or have some fun, then bring the damn gloves. So, or you're going to be bitching the next day. So, but I would just hinder, if you do all your practicing with a padded glove and then, got to pull your gun at the grocery store with no gloves, there's probably going to be a difference. Is it going to be, a measurable distance depending on, the average engagement range? Maybe not, but if you want to be the best you can, consistency is key.
Absolutely. Another thing, this is for anybody with a disability or not, if possible, is how often do you practice shooting with your offhand? I of course, as everybody knows, the old story, I can shoot either right or left-handed because when my left hand was, all in that brace and shit, I had to learn to shoot with my right hand. So I can shoot either one. But so you need to be able to, that's another thing when it comes to shooting, is you need to be able to, even if you're just going down the range, you need to practice shooting because you don't want to wait till the last minute. You break your arm or you get shot in the arm, and all of a sudden you've only got I'm holding my right up because I'm left-handed. You only got, your offhand. You got to know how to shoot it. So I think everybody should at least practice a little, even if they're only practice, one magazine every time they go out shooting is better than nothing, I think.
I'd agree. The more you do it, the less foreign it's going to feel, because even, I'm can use a shovel both sides, both hands. What I don't know, kind of ambidextrous. I can right both, although one's stronger than the other or better. But still, going to my offhand, there's a difference. There's a big difference. So you really got, I got to think, and I don't do it as much as I used to, but I will agree that I think, every time you go out, you should probably try it. Or at least every other time spend a little bit running.
Yeah, you should try it every now and then.
Right. It shouldn't feel strange when you put it in the other hand. You got to get rid of that feeling, I think, is the biggie. So at least for me.
You want to be able to, if you're in a defensive thing and the shit hits the fan and your good hand's gone or injured somehow or trapped or something, you need to be able to pick the gun up with the other hand and shoot it without feeling too strange. So it's also learning, since normally you're only going to shoot off with your offhand if your strong arm is hurt. So not only shooting offhanded, you need to shoot it offhanded one-handed. Because you won't be able to use the bad hand to hold it. Because if you could hold it with your good hand, why in the hell are you shooting with your bad one?
Yeah. I mean, there is technically reasons I could state, like, depending if you were in a vehicle, maybe the angle. I mean, there could be obstacles to your side, but more commonly, just be able to use your other hand. So,
yeah. So, anyway, that's my little stint on shooting with disabilities. And as I said before, if anybody out there got questions or want to come on, just let me know and we can, I'll bring it in, put it in a section or whatever. So with that now, moving on, next topic. I tell you, how come our president of the United States, how come everybody's trying to kill him?
I don't know. They say that, but I don't know. Some of this stuff.
They've arrested a bunch of people, haven't they?
Yeah, but you got that those people with the what TDS syndrome or whatever. I mean, some of the nuts are coming out of the woodwork here, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, even like the last one at that dinner thing, I mean, the guy was on another floor, separate entrance. They called it an assassination. I don't know. I'd say maybe assassination attempt on the guy that the guy shot, but he wasn't even close. So how does that really count? I mean,
Yeah, but what happens if he had made it all the way through?
well, then it would be legitimately an
But
assassination attempt
that's
if
what he
he
was
was
trying.
the
Wasn't
target.
that what he was
But
trying to do?
uh, I don't know. Who
Yeah.
knows? I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe that security guard was sleeping with the guy's wife. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
Maybe the guy's just pissed something's going on downstairs and the pool's closed. Who knows? I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. What they tell you and what happens is who's to say. So
Yeah.
it's like when
Another
some
thing I've
idiot runs
noticed.
the gates at the White House. I mean, do you really think you're going to run the gate, go by all the security,
Oh
run
yeah.
through the building, drag them out, and then put a bullet in this? You really think that you're going to? I mean, you're just an idiot. Going to die at the gate. So I don't know. You know what I mean? Maybe it's
Yeah.
just suicide by cop. It might not
Yeah.
even be towards the
Yeah. I mean,
president.
other people have died outside on the sidewalk if they tried anything stupid. They've been shot. So I understand that. But
I mean, you got to be a certain kind of special, I think, to qualify for some of this stuff.
I know, but it just now where I was going with this is it just because? I mean, like past presidents, has there been more attempts that we haven't heard about, but we hear about them all with Trump? Or Trump's actually had more people try it than any other president?
I don't know.
You know?
I know I'm usually surprised. I've looked it up in the past on presidents, and I was surprised because I think, every presidency has at least a handful, but I don't remember maybe but one. So I don't know, so I don't know. It's hard to say.
Yeah, the way things is, news is 24/7 now, so it's more
like Trump's ear getting shot. I'd call that sure and clear assassination attempt. You know what I mean? Like that's unforgettable. Some guy a floor down shooting it out with a guard. I'll forget that in a week.
How about the other guy, the guy at the golf club with his rifle?
Yeah, hiding in the bushes. Yeah, that's the. I mean, that's iffy. That's again, was he hiding from his wife? Was he hiding from the local police, or was he in there? Posted online, "I'm taking out Trump today."
Well,
and hiding. I don't know.
To life, didn't he?
Yeah, but that's the same with that guy that shot Charlie Kirk, supposedly.
Yeah.
So, which I've had an argument with it since it even happened.
But then again, I also have an issue with when he got shot in the ear, the first one, right? That, I mean, they didn't even. The FBI washed down the ceiling, the roof, and everything within hours of them taking the body away.
Yeah. That's how it goes.
Why?
I don't know. Clean it up so they can use whatever story that works.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I personally think the guy was kind of just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah,
and that's exactly what I said when it first came out.
It comes back to what we said before. There's somebody out there that's on the fringes. They're working him, and it
maybe. But again, like I don't think it's 30-06, and I highly doubt that guy even shot anybody because a gun. Did you see the guy jumping off the roof? Supposedly he did all this with a long gun down his pants. I mean, it didn't look like it. And then the gun's found partially disassembled in the woods. I mean, you just shot. I mean, if it's true, you just executed a guy, but you're going to stop in the woods, take a cigarette break, and start tearing the gun down, and then just leave it there.
for everybody to find. I mean, none of that shit makes any sense
But
to
I
me.
said,
I don't
the
buy it.
video
You
I
know,
saw with him jumping
I
off the
think
roof. Where was the? I couldn't. Where was the weapon when he was jumping off the roof? Unless it was already broken down inside his backpack. You know.
But the time it would have took to do that, I mean, it's not an AR. You can't just snap it apart. You need tools to take that apart. So
yeah, I know exactly.
I don't believe it, man. You know, and then they say, well, his dad or somebody in the family sold him out. Well, you know, if Homeland Security or something calls you up and tells you your kid did something, blah, 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 whether you believe it or not, there is some parents out there that are just going to fall under pressure. You know, they don't want to end up in Guantanamo or any of this bullshit because of national security. So whether it's true or not, I think people do what they're told in a lot of cases. So unfortunately, so who knows? You know, really don't know. And I think people say, well, that's crazy, but until you deal with government people, then you probably don't understand yet. So sometimes they're just saying a choice how shit's gonna be done.
Yeah.
So you can go with it or you can become a victim of it. So that's just what it is. But.
Yeah. Now what I want to know let's go. We're still on politics, but the Iran deal, right? Like, was it yesterday or the day before? Reporter asked him, "Are you giving them $300 billion?" And he goes, "No way." The came out. Was it today or late last night? The actual copy of the deal
Or whatever. Yeah.
Right. And on there it didn't say the Americans were giving them 300 billion, but there's 300 billion investment into Iran.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So when Trump said no, we're not giving them, he wasn't lying, but it was semantics, in my opinion. But
yeah,
you know,
well, I don't know. That got the lady all pissed off when she heard about that too. Like, you know, why are we spending so much blowing shit up just to go back in there, pay to rebuild it? And I had to remind her that this is just how it's always been this way. I don't agree with it, but it's always been that way. You choke out the leading power, you know, make life hard for them.
Germany, we rebuilt Japan, you know.
Yep, so, Iraq. I mean, you know, power stations, pump stations, water. I mean, all this shit, and people still getting shot at while doing it. But that's a whole nother story.
But in the back of my mind,
we do all that shit on the regular for humanitarian purposes for the people.
Yeah,
that's what they say. You know what I mean? But
the bottom line is, I don't trust the fuckers.
Yeah, me neither. And I think if we kick your ass, I don't plan on paying for your hospital bill. Fuck you. You know, if you wanted me to care, I shouldn't have had to kick your ass. Yeah. So it's personally, you know, maybe people would keep their leaders in more check.
Tell us how you really feel. She's typed in there, Trump's pissing me off.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's, you know, so it's, you know, I would like for him not to, but, you know, it's a typical thing. So, and it might be something where people are pushing advisor wise and all this, like, you know, I don't know, but
but I want to know.
Like I said, as far as I'm concerned, if I'm throwing bombs at you, don't think I'm going to be giving you Band-Aids. You know, screw that shit.
But
that's me personally.
The reporter asked him about the $300 billion, and he said no. But then the following day, the memorandum, whatever they want to call it, came out for people to read. Who told the reporter that was in there? Who's leaking it? That's what I want to know. You know,
no idea.
I mean, he still has or for lack of a better word, the deep state is still embedded in the government. No matter, you know, there's people in there that still hate him who are in high positions, unfortunately. But then again, what else is getting me is, I mean, the press could be a part of the problem here too. is like the ballroom. Now they're saying it's going to cost the taxpayer millions of dollars. And when Trump said it wasn't going to cost us a dime. You seen that report? You know, he's not, I mean, it's the only good thing that's happening. The price of gas is coming down. I mean, one of our gas stations here in Birdseye, Indiana, dropped 30 cents overnight the other day. We're down to $3.29 right now. And it's Sunoco in Birdseye. The other gas station, Stu got, I think he's at $3.59. You know? So
Dropped my earbud. I had enough unplugging.
It's showing you in here twice now.
Hmm.
Oh, there you go. One of you dropped out.
Yeah. Shadow of myself, I guess.
Yeah. So there we go. Anyway, I could get all frustrated over this, but there's no. I put it this way: I still haven't had problem voting for him. You know, I still think he's doing a half-assed decent job still, in my opinion. You know, better than any Democrat that'd be in there right now. Oh, talking about that. The last couple of weeks, you know, since was it started this week or last week when the World Cup started?
The world joke.
Well,
yeah.
But where I'm going is the thousands and thousands of people have come here to watch the World Cup from all around the world, right? Are loving America. You know, they can't believe how free it is. I was reading an article yesterday. They can't believe when you go into a restaurant, you get a free refill. That's unheard of over in Europe. You know what I'm saying? And just silly things like that.
Yeah, not everywhere, but yeah. You know, our service is set up a lot different than a lot of places overseas. But some of that's better, some of it's not better, though.
Where I was going with this is these visitors. These visitors here to watch the soccer, right, love America more than the fucking Democrats do. You know, that's what I feel. It's not Democrat Party anymore.
Yep.
It's Republican Party. You know, that's the problem. You know, we need to have another one. McCarthy needs to come back and get all the commies out. Yeah. Oh well. Then I was on a local level. Well, not here, but the bullshit that's happening in the state of, or no, it's not a state. It's the Commonwealth of Virginia, right? With their stupid AR ban that goes into effect in July. You know, of course, you heard what happened. The Virginia Gun League or whatever, and GOA filed a thing in court to try to put an injunction against it. The judge whose court it came in front of dismissed the case, because of there's 3 other lawsuits and they want to combine them all. And so, but the court case, she put an indefinite stay on it. So it will never reach anything. They're trying to shove this unconstitutional law through. And not only that is, of course, there's now 16 sheriffs and county prosecutors who refuse to enforce that law when it becomes law on July 1st. And the in the Virginia state or Commonwealth, what you call it, government, said if they don't, they're going to defund their police departments if they don't follow the law. Talking about tyranny. Jesus Christ. You know, and I just think, Jesus, you know, what's it coming to? They don't have a leg to stand on. They're even forget about the Bill of Rights and the Second Amendment. Even the Commonwealth of Virginia Constitution has the Second Amendment in it, and it shows that it's they're even, it's unconstitutional even to go against the state's constitution. You know, but they're cramming it through because they've got the majority, and it's just crazy. And unfortunately,
yeah, I think the only new laws we should have are new laws that, you know, focus on accountability, and, you know, some of these judges should be removed, or, you know, you released a 17-time, you know, violent offender and he goes out and kills somebody. Well, they should take your ass in. You know, it's the same way with you let your badass kids run around in the middle of the night and they go beat some old lady half to death. Well, that kid's 12 years old. The parents should have some responsibility in that shit. And in a lot of cases, they do. So therefore, you know, same damn thing. The judge is gonna, you know, when you're ROR'd, released on your own reconnaissance, you know what I mean? They should, if they're making that determination, they're giving you the pass to be with society. Apparently, they keep screwing up, these judges. And I don't know, I know we're talking about different things, but yeah, it seems like, you know, nobody wants to do their damn job. Like, anybody who puts anything up that's against the Constitution should be instantly disbarred, or whatever the hell it is. They should be done. It's like a forfeit. And if it was like that, people would really spend some more time thinking about it. They wouldn't be wasting our money, where they're spending our money coming up with bullshit. Then we got to fight with our other money to fight the bullshit. So we're just burning up our funds of money while they're laughing the whole damn time, just throwing the next damn thing at the wall, trying to get it to stick. Like, those people should be removed, arrested. Anything that's, you know, any leader that's in power that wants to use public funds for something unconstitutional, that should come right out of their personal restitution. Whether that's their house, 3 cars, whatever the hell, they should be paying for that shit, not the taxpayer. Like, this is they, you know, they want to play grab ass down at the goddamn local bar, and a lawsuit comes up. They should be paying for that shit. It shouldn't come out of a slush fund from the taxpayers. That's bullshit. It's all bullshit, man. I'm starting to get pissed, but we need to trim the branches around here, buddy. We need to trim the branches.
Yeah. I mean, not only clear the swamp in Washington, D.C., we need to clear it at state level too. You know, it's terrible. It really, I mean, I can understand to a certain degree, you break the law, a judge goes easy on you, gives you the benefit of the doubt, right? But if you walk out of court and goddamn break the law before you even get home, again, throw your ass in jail. And, you know, they go, well, prison's not a nice place. Well, it's not meant to be. It's meant to be punishment. You've done something against society.
Right. Fuck all this fair shit or whatever, you know, be nice. No, they didn't give a shit when they were beating some old person's brains in, when they were raping some girl or stabbing somebody in the neck. Why do we give a shit? You know, I'm sorry, but, you know, if they want to be treated like act like a rabid animal, we should treat them as such. Just be freaking done with them. I don't understand. We don't even need to spend $1. Drop them in a freaking hole and come clean up the mess in a month. Like, you know, seriously, like, I don't even understand. Like, this stuff is just getting out of freaking control, man. And that's why it just keeps progressing. It's the same thing with these no disciplined parents, where their kids want to be fighting them in the grocery store at 7 years old over a goddamn candy bar. Like, no, That's the same goddamn thing. When you
Yeah.
just give it to them to shut them up, why would they ever change? Now
Hey,
these kids are adults and it's the same goddamn thing on the street. Why would it ever
as a young
change?
kid, I got my ass, patted in a grocery store when I was growing up as a kid.
Shit, I got a
Today
look
you
and
get
I knew
arrested for
to
doing it.
stop right then and there. Once you got that look, like I would, don't do it. I knew, and it was done.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I learned quick. What I mean, you as a parent, you're meant to teach your kids right from wrong, what's acceptable and what isn't in society. But that's the problem. I've had this conversation with you guys before. I'm not saying we're to blame, but somewhere along the line, it changed. It really did with this. Is it, I don't know. Is it respect or I don't know. It's there's things you do and don't do. I mean, that's how there's a set rules is the wrong word. To get along, for everybody to get along, there's certain things that you can and cannot do. I mean, you can't go around, as you said, raping women, murdering people because, they took your parking spot and this kind of shit. You're taught, you should be taught, no, you can't do that. That's not the right way to handle it and stuff. But that court of teaching's gone out the fucking window as each generation's gone on.
Yeah, so, yeah. Now we're letting any foreigner that broke in here just stay here with the fact of they don't know. They thought it was okay. If a woman says something, you can go punch her in the face, smack her, and discipline her on the street. Well, you can't do that shit here. The girl don't want to give you your number. It's not okay for you to beat her up. Like,
yeah,
the fact that they're letting we have people here that don't understand that that's not okay. That's a problem right there. They should already be gone. They shouldn't even be here. Like, you should understand our rules before you're even allowed to come here. You know what I mean? I mean, I assume most of them probably know. They're just playing dumb.
Yeah. Yeah. Was that the Misfit, darling? Glock is so shitty they banned them in New York. I have to defend my man's honor. Yeah. What can you say? New York is something else, But hell, I don't know why. I don't know why. Well, a lot of this was meant to be changing, I don't know. But going back to Trump, yes, some of the shit he still pisses me off at times too. But I still rather have him there in the White House right now than a Democrat. I really do. So
I agree. My fear is what's next, man. And Trump's kind of holding the line, maybe pushing back a little bit here. But I will state I think he's making some deals that I don't agree with. I don't like raising, mortgage terms and whatnot to 50 years now they're trying to do. I mean, Now you got people paying 7 and 9 years on car loan. No, shit should be cheaper. Like, you shouldn't make it so the finance companies just make more money off it. It should be cheaper. Like, cars now, like it's a fact. Like, even 15 years ago, the average car would run 200,000 miles. Now shit, these newer trucks, you're lucky to get freaking 15 grand or 15,000 on them. Some of these cases without needing a new engine. Like, they're just not made the same, and they want to charge you 3 times as much. I mean, my truck, brand new 95, was $23K. You're not. You can't even buy a used truck for $23K now. Well, maybe, but you know what I mean. It's just, it's ridiculous. And my piece of shit still driving fine. Yeah. So where's all the trucks in between that one and mine? From mine till now, most of them are in the goddamn junkyard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, why the hell am I paying 5 times, 4 times the price for something that's, a quarter of the quality? It just, I don't, there's a lot of shit Trump is doing that I'm not thrilled with. But as you said, I think we're better off than we would have been. But my biggest fear is what's next, though, because
Yeah.
this is the pendulum swinging our way. I don't think it swung nearly far enough our way.
I don't think so
and
either.
What's going to happen the next time around, So I don't know, man.
I don't either. I really don't.
Moose stopped fucking around and bought an island for us. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, it's almost quitting time. So, I mean, a lot of the issue why cars are more expensive, I think G23 just said, right? It's the EPA and all the bullshit they tagged on the cars to make the, environment better. Oh, that's another thing. It's 8 o'clock, but I'm going to say my piece here. Give you guys some thought. We might talk about it next week. Climate change or global warming, whatever you want to call it, right? Democrats, the liberals, all them people, going on about it. It's all our fault. We're causing all the problems, right? Now, with AI coming up and all these data centers they need to run AI, right, are using more water, more electricity, more pumping out so much bullshit out into the atmosphere than anything else ever has. All of a sudden, they've gone quiet. Global warming is not such a big problem now. You know what I'm saying? They've jumped ship onto something else, having all that data centers that's, using all the. I mean, there's one they built. Where was it? That uses more water, more energy than the whole state combined, just to run a data center, to run an AI.
Yep.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So we lost you again. But so with that, anyway, I got to do, because I haven't done it for 2 weeks, so we're real late. But the quiz, I do the quiz. I'm doing the drawing. It's about 2 weeks late. But I said I'm going to do the drawing for the quiz. It's about 2 weeks late. But my question really was, I wanted to know who was the youngest Medal of Honor recipient, and then who was the second youngest or the one after that. The youngest Medal of Honor recipient in history is Willie Johnson. He was a 13-year-old Union drummer boy who received the award for his actions during the Civil War while just 11, when he showed his bravery at Harrison's Landing in 1862. But he was 13 when he finally got, awarded the medal. And the other youngest one is a Jack Lucas, who received it at 17 during World War II. That's the answers I was looking for. And with my little thing here, I only had a couple of entries. So my thing here, and what you call it, just one. Raphael had the right answer. So Raphael's the winner of the quiz. So there we go. So my next quiz, you've only got 1 week, because the first Wednesday of the month is the 1st of July. So that's when I want the answer. So next week's the 24th. So you got 2 weeks. Sorry. All right. And the question is, this is a real easy one, right? The movie, it was a British movie, war movie, The Dam Busters. I want to know, what was it about? Because it was based on a true story. What I'm after is the true story part. What was it all about is what I want to know. That's it. It ain't that difficult. I got it from Google. So I'm sure you guys can find the answer too. So get it into me by the 1st of July. And email me at rickslifeasiseeit@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. And you'll be in for the drawing. There we go. So that's that. Where are we at? Here we go. So we're what was I going to say? So that's about it. I'm getting all wound up, so I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. You know, and I'll be back. Anyway, you got anything you want to say there, New York? Can you keep dropping in and out?
Yeah, no, I've got a shitty connection or something. I don't know. I can barely hear you, and you've been roboting and stuff. So I don't know.
It ain't
But
me.
yeah, it's probably like I said,
fine.
it's
It's
my
gotta be your
connection. I
internet.
think. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on, but
You
no,
need to use
I really
a
don't
real
have nothing.
computer. Yeah.
And there's been something that's bugging me a little bit, but I'm probably better not to say it online and just say it in person. So, but other than that, that's about it. You know, don't be a pussy, people. You know, anybody got problems, you know, be men about it, that type of shit. And don't take any shit, you know, eat a salad, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. All right. That's the I appreciate that. And I want to say to everybody, thanks for stopping by. Unless something happens, I'll be here next week at 7 p.m. Eastern, the only time zone that matters. So with that, I want to say thank you for coming. I really do appreciate you guys sticking with me, you know, being sort of like off last week because I was sick, and then half a show the week before because my landlord showed up. So I really do appreciate you guys sticking with me, and I will see you all next week. So good night, everybody. Good night, Sabrina.